made a bitch nigga, shot a real nigga. But we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it. And they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, and get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well, it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well, then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater, and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark, and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms, and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids, and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her, and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a roof. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth of Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wookie-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back. We ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God. Now woo-doo-woo, some. I know the police listen, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking now woo-doo-woo, some. Nigga cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running. Swear to God, nigga.
What's the deal, y'all? We're Sharp talking to NTN and Trappers Network. Back in the same, like cook cracking the same here at TNN. Trappers Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge. You ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Tap in with the tap in. Make sure you are in fact tapped in with that good tap in. Hit the notification bell, hit all states, hit like, comment, subscribe. But we finna jump into the straight content. It's Sunday, so we don't do too long with the intro. If you want to be on the team, hit me up on Instagram. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Possibilities. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's possible because
race war.
And what is that we gonna stand against them?
Oh, so you think we're on the verge of a race war of sorts?
It's possible, and you got to prepare yourself for the possibilities. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's possible because they could sit back and say, hey, they ain't standing with us, so they're against us. So you know what? While we dealing with ICE, we gonna deal with them too. Before they get us, right? They could be, and then we gonna go back. They could be on that. And I sat back and I kind of ran it through my mind, should we be out there on the front line with them? So I thought about Rodney King, I thought about George Floyd, and you know, you get your view, but that was a Negro thing, and that's what we had to deal with.
That was like 30 years ago.
It doesn't matter when it was.
Don't you feel like the Mexicans were out in force during the George Floyd protests?
Not at all.
In the city of Los Angeles, definitely in numbers, where Mexicans are the dominant population. That is actually not true. They were out in force. Now, you can't expect them to be out in force in a city like Atlanta, where they have no really dramatic population like that. But, you know, it is what it is. You feel me?
Oh, I didn't see them like that. I mean, you're going to see, I saw white people front line to keep it real, but I didn't see a movement to where La Raza was saying, hey, we out there with you, right? I didn't see that. And guess what? It wasn't their obligation or responsibility, right? It wasn't their time to take that chance or risk that.
I mean, you voted for Trump, so if anything, you should probably go protest and be hand in hand, arm in arm with ICE.
Well, this is...
Ouch. Adam is calling Wack out on his direct racism. Ouch.
Thing. And I hate to hit you with a reality check, but 46% of the Hispanics voted for Trump. More black people voted for Kamala than Trump. This is a fact. Male and female. 46% of the Hispanic race voted for Trump. Trump's whole run, he was telling you he's going to do mass deportation. Now, we can't blame Trump because a lot of these things was already established during the Obama administration. It's easy for Trump to activate it because it's already on the books. He don't got to go get nothing passed. It's there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So,
But that is kind of the funny thing.
46%, pull it up, bro.
No, I did. I just looked it up. It was 31 in 2020, and then it was 46 in the most recent election.
48.
Election, not
For
election.
Trump.
Freudian slip.
So 15% since the first time to the second time.
But election, not
For
election.
Trump.
Freudian slip.
So 15% since the first time to the second time.
But okay, this is the thing: is that so you've got large groups of people, obviously majority Hispanic, protesting these ICE raids and everything. Shouldn't they be working on their own community in advance of this, given that their own community went in large part for Trump? Like, it just seems like they are fighting against these ICE raids. It's like, bro, you're way too late. You should have had some of this energy when Trump was running.
This is what I'm
You should have
confused
had
about.
this energy for your own community. It's too late.
This is why I'm
Trump
confused.
is already in office, and the country as a whole, the number one issue that got Trump elected was illegal immigration.
So why did they vote for him?
Because they don't give a because a huge percentage of Hispanics, of Mexicans,
Are legal.
They look at the illegal immigrants and they see them as the problem starters. They actually want them out
They
of their
want them out.
community.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So a lot of, like I seen one essay, he said something real. He said, you're still.
Now, I can't say what the Mexicans do or don't want. I won't speak for the Hispanic community, but I would like to hear a member of the Mexican community's input on this situation. I would love to hear what one of the Mexican influencers or podcasters has to say about this particular situation. I can't really speak on it. I'm actually gaining knowledge that I can't get in college and getting education from what Adam is saying. But at the same time, I would love to hear what a member of the Mexican community has to say about this specific topic.
Standing on top of a car, protesting against going back to Mexico, your country, but you're waving a Mexican flag in California, the United States.
and acting like it's a death sentence if they get sent back to Mexico. Yeah.
If you're waving your flag and you're proud of your flag in your country, why are you protesting about going back?
Right.
And when you think about it, it don't make sense. Now, I will say this. I'm seeing a lot of Trump's doing some guerrilla tactics. I didn't believe it. Me and R&B took a ride. It's Marines around the federal building on Wilshire and Veterans. 700 of them he didn't dispatch. And he didn't dispatch for
Bro, you and R&B didn't take a ride. All you gotta do is look at the news and see that. Shut up, you're lying. That was a stupid lie to tell.
do nothing. He dispatching to have boots on the ground. His excuse was, we're going to put them around the embassy and this, that. So instead of them being 120 miles away in Camp Pendleton, now they're 4 or 5 miles away from anywhere they got to go. You got 2,500 National Guards on the ground, right? So, and what do? What do they do? You go loot and start burning things down, which gives Trump even more reason to activate and say, you see, you can't be American. Americans wouldn't be burning down this and breaking in and looting this and that. This is why we got to get rid of y'all. Now, they surrounding schools.
This is a hell of a narrative that Wack is putting out. But then let's never forget, too, Wack has an extreme hatred and prejudice towards Mexicans. This is not something I'm making up. It's not something I'm just thinking about. No, he has a hatred and a prejudice towards Mexicans based off the neighborhood that he comes from, based off the geographics of where he went and being in the penitentiary at such a young age has formulated his level of racism.
Construction sites. I know Trump has to have a plan because when he's shutting down produce, that slows down the trucking industry, that drives up costs in the grocery stores. When he's shutting down construction sites, that messes the bankers is what provide the loans, and they make their money off the interest rates on giving loans for these finished homes and buildings. So everything's going to slow down. I don't know what his ultimate plan is, and it's just not Hispanics.
Scratching your hair when you have no hair to scratch is crazy.
Now, I don't know
He lies so much, he's scratching his hair that he ain't got.
what his ultimate plan is, and it's just not Hispanics, Africans, Asians, Dominicans, anybody that's not.
Somehow all those Ukraine people that came in, now nobody's worried about them. It's crazy how white America works.
A U.S. citizen that's here illegally is who he's going after. I did see in Colombia that they wouldn't let the planes land. They made them circle and send them back. So I don't know how this is going to play out. I feel for the children. They're raiding. I seen them raid a 6th grade graduation. So the parents are running. They getting gaffled up. But where the kids going?
Right. I mean, I feel for the people who are being, ran up out of their houses and their communities and everything like that. But ultimately, there was so much that these communities could have done in the lead up to the election that it just feels like such a immature response when there's so much organizing that could have taken place in the lead up to the election if people really wanted to fight against these policies that, you got to admit, we're incredibly popular nationwide because America as a whole.
Actually, yeah, they had to be popular if he got elected president.
Feels like illegal immigration is completely out of control, and they're actually having a hard time reaching their deportation targets because of the fact that the southern border has now been sealed off to such an extent that like barely anybody is getting through now. So, I mean, they're probably going to fail at deporting as many people as they want to deport because
What are they going to do with them?
well, if they want to find people to deport, they sort of have to do this shit. They have to hit the Home Depot parking lots. They have to go into people's communities and get them because they're just not able to grab people up from like right in these border towns.
People not going to work, bro.
Yeah.
I've been seeing things like they pulling up the warehouses in certain places and people are running. So people not going to work. I don't know. I mean, listen, this is a country, bro. It's rules and regulations. I get it. How this is going to turn out, I don't know. I think that we have not seen the worst of it. I think it's going to erupt another way. And if it erupts another way, our law enforcement looks like they're intimidated. They starting to look defeated.
Well, yeah, if half their, more than half of their last names are Hernandez, Lopez, Menendez, anything like that, Vasquez, whatever it might be of a Mexican descent, it's hard being a first-generation police officer, and they want you to deport your mother, literally.
They throwing bricks and rocks and like, bro, they had the whole 110 shut down. All the squad cars on the freeways thrashed. They're just standing there. But there are everyday people. Cops ain't like people that, some come out the military. They're not like no hard-nosed, but they're regular people in uniform sent to enforce the law. So, can they or can't they? I don't know. But what I do know is y'all voted for Trump.
Yeah. Like almost
So did you.
no demographic pivoted more towards Trump than the Hispanics. So it's like, really, what the like, what do you want to say? This feels like a last ditch effort to try to stop something that the American people asked for and that their communities in large part asked for. Why does nobody in the Hispanic community have negative shit to say? Like, I personally haven't seen any real significant blowback coming at all of the Hispanic influencers who pushed for Trump.
That's a fact.
A lot of people in this podcasting space were admittedly pro-Trump, and now they're doing these crazy protests against ICE, and nobody has any of that energy towards the people in their own communities who rallied.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell. That is a definitely interesting way of looking at it. Now, you have Adam looking at it from a definitely more political standpoint, where you have Wack looking at it from a personal standpoint. Adam's just looking at it from the numbers and the statistic aspect. Wack is looking at it from his perceived distaste for the Mexican community.
On behalf of this man.
But it supports what you said.
What?
The only people that can vote are people that's citizens. So the Hispanics that voted are the Hispanics who really don't want the illegals, which is their own people here.
And to be fair, I mean, the Democrats created this situation by having such a porous border. Like the fact that there were so many illegal immigrants spilling into this country created the appetite that essentially got Trump elected. Like if the Democrats could really go back in time, Joe Biden would have been tough on immigration since day one, and then Trump probably wouldn't have got elected, or at least he would have had to find something else to campaign on, because realistically, that was
He definitely did campaign on it. He just was the anti-Joe Biden. That's for sure true. Donald Trump was just Joe Biden in reverse.
number one issue, the economy and immigration, that motivated people to put him in office.
Yeah. You gonna tell the people how you stole the interview? Controversial. He tucked his tail.
Okay, well, let's just lay out the scenario for people, is that We had an interview planned for tomorrow with Yak Gotti, obviously, of
Who's we?
YSL.
All right, man, we about to to the next one. Y'all know the deal, though. It's red dots to the left. You know the rest. And as always, it's Free Avenue Angel till he's free. We gone.